Yeah, this whole black screen thing is weird for me. I'm Chris. Welcome to Adult Academy. I appreciate you stopping by today and taking a look at what we have to offer. I figure I need to give you a little bit about who I am, a little sense of what I'm here to do. I'm one of the founders along with my buddy Sean, and our mission is a pretty straightforward one. We're here to make the world a better place. I've been trying to do that in a ton of different ways throughout my life. I'm officially in the second half of my life, we can say. And I spent the first half of my life trying to figure out how to make the world a better place. I grew up volunteering. I grew up being in Boy Scouts. I grew up working on service work and attracted to doing something meaningful. In the words of Tecumseh, to making my life long in its service and the purpose of my people. And that's still what I'm here to do. So in the course of that, I have been an educator. I've been a mentor. Spent 17 years as a career firefighter before a line of duty disability brought an end to that career. And I spent the last several years since my injury trying to figure out what's next. What do I continue to do? What can I continue to offer that is of service to my people? And this is it. Adult Academy is that project. Adult Academy is rooted in the last 20 years of study that I've done into human decision making and coming to a very central realization. And that's this. The single unifying, defining human quality that we are all up against is fear. Fear's got an evolutionary base. It's what keeps us alive. It's what allows us to fight and to flee. It is what we, you and I, are the result of the successes of literally millions of years of ancestors who were afraid at the right time and got away from a threat. So you're never going to hear me talk about any of this, no fear. Nope, you're going to be afraid. I'm afraid of things all the time. The key is learning how to master fear, right? That was Mark Twain's quote, "Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the mastery of fear." But how do you master fear? Well, you master fear by understanding, one, when it's appropriate to be afraid and when it's not necessary, when fear is not the right answer. And there are a lot of times in life where we don't need to be afraid, and yet we are. Anxieties kick in. Our fears of looking weird to the tribe kick in. And all of those things are rooted deep in who we are as people. So the objective here, the mission at Adult Academy is to make the world a better place. And we do that by offering you two things. The first thing we offer you is an ethos, a philosophy, a way of looking at the world. And the second thing that we do is we teach you skills. We offer you knowledge and skills that are going to help you act in the world. Our ethos is very simple. We have 6 values that we believe in: empathy, agency, self-reliance, mutual aid, resilience, and kindness. Those values can be talked about in almost any order except the first and the last. If we want to live in a world where there's less fear, where there's less toxicity, where we're leaving the world a better place, I will always come back to the fact that we need to start with empathy and we need to end with kindness. So we're going to marry those 6 virtues with skills. Because at the end of the day, there are things to be afraid of. If you find yourself in a situation where you're unable to breathe, nothing else matters. That's an acute survival threat. If you find yourself faced with physical violence, nothing else matters. That's a threat to your survival. So So we're going to talk about things like how to provide first aid, because the fact that anybody can graduate from high school in this country and not know first aid, I find ludicrous. We're also going to talk about how to handle the threat of physical violence, because we live in a world where violence occurs. But we're going to talk about a lot more than that. The mission here is to make the world a better place. And I personally believe that the only way we make the world a better place is by having better kids. But the only way we can have better kids is by having healthier, stronger adults who feel more whole and more confident and who are ready to teach those kids all the lessons that it takes to grow up, to live in a healthy, positive way in the world. So that's the story. I'm taking the last 20 years of work that I've done learning how to train firefighters to thrive in high-stress environments and working with members of law enforcement and military communities and people all over the country and all over the globe on how to handle these high-stress situations. And I'm bringing them down to day-to-day life. What do you and I need to know to help our kids and to help ourselves? So thanks for joining me on the journey. Thanks for coming along. Thanks to Princess Sparkles for the idea for the black background and the kind of starkness of it. It's weird. I'm going to be honest with you. It's weird. Sparkles, I'm going to have to get used to this. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for supporting us. I'll see you soon. Cheers. All I can say is Princess Sparkles is an absolute taskmaster. Keep up the good work, kid. Thanks.